Our next speaker is Manon, and Manon Ossevoort. And what she's doing, she's on the way to the South Pole. And she's on the way to the South Pole to collect dreams. I'd like to welcome on stage Manon Ossevoort. Thank you.
The guy with social grade I was talking to?
Hij staat aan, ja. Dank je. I have a feeling it would be a nice idea for me to speak English. Yeah? Okay. I've never done this. Well, I did speak English the past 3 years. I would almost say now for something completely different. Because I'm not high on technology and I would like to learn lots. But here my story starts. Some 33 years ago, I was born on this little planet in a very little country, in a small region called Twente, in a small village. And my parents had a restaurant in the village, and they did wedding parties, things like that. And since I was this tiny little girl, I had a dream. I wanted to do something with theater. I wanted to dance and to sing and to tell stories to people. To me, that seemed completely impossible because I was born in this small village and you have to be born in a big city to become a big dancer or a theater maker. Thanks to a teacher when I was a teenager who somehow, I don't know, challenged me to at least try, my life changed. I thought, let's do the audition. So I won't be, like, for the rest of my life thinking, what if, what if, what if? So thanks to that moment, my life changed, and now I am a professional theater maker, an actress, a dancer, and because of this project that I've been doing for the past 4 years, I'm a documentary maker and a writer, and a photographer. Well, in my schooling, I learned. With every story that you want to tell, you need to look for the right medium to tell that story in. So sometimes it's a book and sometimes it's a play. But a year before I graduated, I came up with a concept for like a story that was so wild and almost like impossible. But I thought, you can't make that in a theater studio and then play it on a stage. This story will only be truly inspiring and exciting and maybe a little bit scary if I will put it into reality. I invented a story of a little girl traveling on a tractor to the end of the world. But what is the end of the world? I thought if I would be a child, I would say the end of the world, let me think. Maybe that's the South Pole, because traveling to the South Pole on a tractor, that sounds like traveling to the moon on a tractor, but maybe it is possible. As an adult, I said, the end of the world, that must be a place where people lose hope, a country torn by war. Both voices inside me said, we want to go. So I said, maybe we should just do that. What if I start traveling from Holland, from the village where I was born, on a tractor, with an open view, respect for people, the way children still have it, which is so valuable to the world. If I start traveling all the way down to the South Pole, I'll probably come through many places which as an adult you could call the end of the world. And I thought of like former Yugoslavia, Kosovo, Bosnia-Herzegovina, Sudan, northern Uganda, child soldiers, Zimbabwe. I thought I'd come through all these places and I'll go with this open view on this tractor like a little girl. And I'm going to the end of the world, collecting dreams of people. And I'm going to look while traveling for inspiring people, inspiring projects that somehow prove that the end of the world is not the end. Because you can always find somebody who doesn't give up hope, who keeps going, and that way inspires others. And with that in mind, I felt so inspired, and I thought, let's just do it. Well, this is very Dutch. And it's very much from the region where I was born. Just act normal, and then you're already crazy enough. Just act normal, and then you're already crazy. Just act normal. Just act. 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 Do. But when you're inspired, and I think that's the same for everybody in the whole world, when you're inspired by a big dream, also your biggest fear come to life. And this UN peace soldier that I spoke to in the Sudan while I was there on the tractor, I think he gave me the best definition of what a true dream is. And he said, a dream is something that everybody in the world has. And it doesn't matter if you live in the street or if you're a millionaire, it's something that seems like far away and almost impossible. But you know that if you try really hard, maybe get some help, a little bit of luck, that maybe you can make it happen. So a real dream inspires you to get the best out of yourselves. And the only way to conquer the fear is start walking towards it, little step by little step. This is my first, thing I made when I was trying to set up this big project. I'd never done anything. I never set up any project. And now I wanted to go to the South Pole on a tractor, be safe, so I could tell beautiful stories. I think I wouldn't have been able to realize this journey, put it into reality, if there wasn't internet. Because of internet, and of course, you can meet people, you can get to information. And I found out that if you're trying to do something which is nice or uplifting, the moment you write an email or pick up the phone, the person maybe doesn't, you're communicating with, maybe doesn't know the answer, but they're always willing to, but maybe you can look there or you can look there. At the end of a whole year, I took time off for 1 year, only performing in the evenings. I had done a lot of things. I got a lot of help. My tractor was modified, a lot of practical support of people, and I thought I could find sponsors for my journey, and then through the journey generate money for beautiful projects. But who has the courage to sponsor a girl who wants to travel on a tractor through the Sudan? So I had invented a t-shirt, a tractor t-shirt, which was sold through my website and in a few shops in Holland. And by some sort of magic, for 3.5 years to come, and I didn't see that coming, I just started my journey through Europe to prove to myself that I would be doing this journey. But for some reason, for 3.5 years, I've been doing this journey, and whenever I needed diesel, some food, or a visa, some people had bought tractor t-shirts, or a kilometer of my journey for €2, and €1 goes to the projects that I'm supporting, and €1 goes to the journey. So, but after a year, I didn't know that, setting up, but I just had to at least try it. I've made a theater performance on the tractor. It's called Do. And through this performance, I collect dreams of people. What is it that you want? What are you hoping for? What do you wish that will become reality? And people write them down on small pieces of paper. And through my whole journey, 23 countries, and through the internet, from Northern Korea, Canada, New Zealand, everywhere, people posted their dreams to me, and they've been traveling with me on the back of the tractor. They will go with me all the way to the geographical South Pole. And when I get there, I'm not there yet. My tractor's at the most southern tip of southern Africa at the moment, just around the corner of the Cape of Good Hope, because we all hope that these dreams will come out. Waiting for funding so that it will be modified and it can go on its final leg. When I get to the South Pole, what I want to do is, like a little girl, build a big snowman with the dreams of the world in its belly, and how to capture these dreams as a document in the ice. June 2005, the last day of the festival on Oerol, on the Schelling, I played my performance, I've collected the dreams, Oh yeah, the performance is about people write down their dreams, they plant them in the ground. I thought in the whole world people understand a dream is like a seed. You have to plant it, you need to take good care of it, water it, sun, some things happen by itself, just by, and then maybe one day a big tree will come out of it. The actual performance was after the planting of the dreams of the audience. I took them on a little journey of one dream literally coming out of the ground. And it was the girl who wanted to go to the South Pole on a tractor, but she was too afraid to do it. So the whole performance is about the process. The symbolical story is the process that goes on in your head. And all the bears you see on your way, and the ice bears, which actually turn out in reality to not be there on the South Pole. All the problems you imagine in your head until you come to this point and you say, maybe I should just do it, or at least try. And that's where the girl gets on the tractor and sets off into reality, onto this real journey. So the last day of the Ural Festival 2005, I drove my tractor on the boat and I started driving. Oh yeah, no, I have to go back. Day 2 out of Holland, by accident I drove onto the highway around Antwerp. And just before the exit sign, my tractor it's very sturdy, it never broke down, but it's the slowest tractor in the world. Its maximum speed is 20 kilometers per hour, and that's when you have a beautiful road. So my journey has been going for 10 kilometers per hour most of the time. I got caught by the highway police in Belgium, day 2. They took me and the tractor to the police station, and for 2.5 weeks, I was stuck there. World news from New Zealand, Canada. News reporters came over, and they all wanted to hear this joke of this Dutch girl going to the South Pole on a tractor and getting stuck in Belgium. I got some Belgian number plates, which I'm very proud of now, and I started driving, and I thought, if this is the beginning of my journey, what is to come? But those were the worst problems I've had so far. Just a few pictures. Egypt, the pyramids. I just wanted to say, the only thing I had, for the first year, I had a satellite phone, which was so expensive, and I got it sponsored, and I could only use it to communicate with media, because I thought, if people follow this journey as I'm going, will she make it? What will happen? I can tell uplifting stories about the world and beautiful people and about projects. So I had this phone, and I had my website blog once every month because there wasn't much internet in Africa at the time. It's getting better and better in the past 4 years. And I only had a big map of Northern Africa continent and this one big map of the southern, and a compass. But the sun was better. Comes up in the east, goes down in the west, so at every time, the hour of the day, you just know where it is, and I just kept driving. In the desert, it was fine. I met people with beautiful GPSs, and they felt like little boys that I was taking their toys away because I was only on a compass. And I thought I would regret not having all this beautiful equipment. And I will regret it if I don't have it on this last leg that is coming, because I want people to get involved. But just very sober. A tractor, are you crazy? And then slowly finding out that a tractor can go anywhere. It's a simple machine. I've been pulling buses, trucks, 4x4s my whole way down. Beautiful people. Because my journey was so slowly, I just more and more became part of the surroundings around me, the people, the everyday life, and you keep losing, track of what's going on in Europe or in the Western world. Very exciting. People think that Africa is a very dry continent. I tell you, there's so many places which farmers in the rest of the world just dream to be living, because you can harvest 3 or 4 times every year. And I think it's a big secret that some people want us not to know about it. But I have been in one area where there's drought. It's a desert in northern Kenya. It was one of the scariest places where I've been. I just want to tell stories, and I want you to ask questions, but I can't help telling stories. Northern Kenya, where the government also, or southern Ethiopia, where the government keeps people there, living there, even though life is hard. and I drove with 2 soldiers on the tractor and reported on the stories of the people there. Giving rights to people, doing my performances everywhere. This is in Ethiopia. Collecting dreams, supporting many, many different projects. And while traveling, you start asking questions. What is working, what isn't? So I've been very selective in the projects that I want to support, because there's not many projects that truly make people independent so they can own their own lives in their own country and harvest from there, to put it short. 1 minute. Questions? Or shall I quickly go to the last leg? No. I went to the importer and arranged it from there.
Maybe you can tell us what you need to actually make it to the South Pole.
Yeah, let me quickly go to South Africa. Arrival, Table Mountain. It was, when you're traveling for so long, you just can't imagine ever arriving somewhere. You have to set small goals in between, but oh man, that day. Okay, I like this line. Let me quickly. Well, my tent, my everyday life, my tractor box, very simple, sleeping on top, some diesel, some water. What I need, yeah, I'm trying to quickly go to. This is what I learned from. So at the moment, and that's why I'm here, I didn't want to be here, but my tractor's inside, but I'm happy to be here. Ah. My tractor's parked in the southern tip, in South Africa, in a garage. I found an expert, a man who's already modified machines and tractors. They were the first machines to work on the Antarctic, so I didn't know that. He's modified these machines for the past 20 years, every year getting them back. So he thinks it's an honor to modify this tractor with a mission. A lot of things are ready. What I want to do now is that I've filmed a lot during my whole journey. So I want to make some small film footages, features, so that when I do this polar expedition, I don't have any sponsors, so I hope to give another 199 lectures, and then I can go to the South. Then I have the funding to go to the South Pole. I want to make it an interactive event, so that the last leg, the South Pole expedition, that people will follow step by step the progress, the 2,000 kilometers all the way to the South Pole. People are buying kilometers now for €2, and they will get an automatic email saying, I'm now driving your kilometer, and then they can read on my blog what is my adventure on your kilometer. But I think there's many more possibilities, and I don't know about them, but it would be nice, like once a week, there's lots of media attention has been there, like through my whole journey, national and international, that maybe once a week a television show will do something, will have live contact, and they can see me in the tent being cold, and then I will provide them with some film footage of the journey and what it's all about. And that, I don't know, that people follow it, and that children, when finally that snowman is being built, that children can maybe live see it being built, and that it's there. I don't know about the possibilities. That's what I'm working on now, because and I think that's beautiful of technology in general, all these things that are happening. And in the past 4 years, that my journey will not be like a small record being published in a newspaper, and that people hear about afterwards, like, oh yeah, but that it can become something that people participate in and help pushing forward a little bit and become part of. And
what is the website?
Yeah, it's coming up. I'll just do it quickly like this. I just told you this. Yeah, practical deceit, yeah. This is a photo of Sir Edmund Hillary's tractor. 50 years ago, the first climber of the Mount Everest did the legendary polar expedition by tractors. I've asked his son to step into his father's footsteps so I can walk. After 3 years of driving a tractor, I'd like to take a walk. Well, you could send a text message. Go tracker.
Please tweet, everyone.
And that's the only way I came up with to. Oh, that was my website. Wait.
Well, we'll get it back.
Oh.
Oh, it's the final slide,
But
right?
it's tractor.org. But if you Google tractor South Pole, girl South Pole, you get there straight away. Okay.
Track to track. Thank you.